Yeah, trying everything, and we'll wonder if it's going to be enough as we see Fast Sniper and Podesai go down. A lot of shots missed there from his opponent. Flame capitalizing on it, and that's Nyrox going down.
There's plenty of shields early on. Means is going to want to look for trades and look for picks, and he's trying to get a little sneaky right here.
Ooh, and sneaky he does as we see item going down again yet early. Hopefully he'll be able to come back from that. Nice wall take there, and that's going to be Captain Win going down early yet again.
You can see who ends up having control of that lower level as Siberia just gets ripped apart. So great angle from Coolest Carrot there, trying to get some pressure on him. He does have that drum gun as well as the legendary silence AR. So I think this is only going to end in one way, which is the drum gun going burr. You can see the amount of pressure he's able to put on the walls here is just immaculate between these two weapons.
And Coolest Carrot yesterday did not have the best, but did not have the worst of games. Getting about 111 place, around 70 points or so there for him, as he's actually going to get this wall. This is going to be really good for him. He can just continue to push in. The banana not looking too good right now. Is trying not to get split, but Coolest Carrot's going to come out on top. Vegetable is better than fruit in this situation. We'll see how he does going through. We also want to point out Camo going down there to Falconly is very, very huge for the lobby.
That is massive for the lobby there, and Falconly has also been somebody, the French player, been playing relatively well recently. He's had his ups and downs, and great execution on that, and then the back-to-back. So the first one was absolutely brilliant execution. He does have plenty of utility to kind of pop that back up if he can get enough time to use it. You can see him creating enough space and now disengaging because the player is trying to knock him down and immediately building back up, but does get coned off. You can see he's no longer the aggressor in this situation. He needs to be careful of his build totals too, because he's at 4, and that's not really enough to get down safely. Oops.
And that's another way to use the harpoon very effectively, dropping your opponent with it. Imagine, unfortunately, when you're in that situation and you don't have any builds and you're falling, you're like, oh, can I catch something? Can I hit something? But no, he just couldn't, so he's going down a little early. Dirty Doc's action being very, very, very aggressive early on. You move over to Krusty, who's getting tagged up very aggressively. Player in his box, shots coming on through. Krusty down to 31 HP. Now he does have time to pop the flopper. Gonna pop 2 just as a precautionary as Castery taking down Flame in the elimination feed. Krusty trying to stay alive here. Does have time to pop the minis. Has put enough distance, but is not feeling safe about it and realizes, hey, I don't own that wall. This pressure continuing to come through onto him. Is Castery going down as well. A lot of action happening around the map. We'll see if Krusty's gonna be able to get out. Nice edit there for him to get towards the high ground and continue to put the layers in between. This wood base gonna be very easy to break, but minis gonna be popped here. Player getting inside. Shots coming on through. Has yet to take any damage, but he gets a 165 pump there. Has more pressure going through. A very good play from him. Trying to just bait it out, trying to wait it out, trying to make sure that, hey, you're making a mistake. This is a chess match. It's back and forth. It's back and forth. You're planning out your moves one step ahead of what you think your opponent will do, but your opponent's doing the exact same thing, and this is all piece control. Who's got the pieces to make the elimination happen? Going up, Claystehling going to be able to maintain the high ground here. Does have 24 match, so he can still maintain it, but what's concerning is the amount of players moving through, and I think that's what he realizes as his opponent is disengaging as well, trying to just push him back into the house, getting some tags up as well. 30 damage off. That's going to give him the indicator that he can continue to push this side. He's got the pressure down. Benny going to be popped. Nice edit here. He's going to get the back wall, and I think this is going to be it here for his opponent. Elimination might come through here. Edit's going through. Claystehling missing shots. Walls being taken. Walls being broken, and eliminations coming through. Krusty is going to fall.
I don't know how worth that is from both. Honestly, I think they might have both just griefed both of their games, considering they went down to a combined maybe 70 materials, and at this point you're not going to have a lot to farm up, so he's going to need to make a push. Right now we talk about interesting decision making. We have MXRR of Solari and Mr. Savage. They're hanging out in the storm, kind of committed to this fight, but 100 Thieves Mr. Savage is saying, okay, well, let me know how that one works out for you. He'll be the benefactor there.
You see him just trying to get any engagement on this other player that he can. Nice to go up this layer and just continue to farm out. I don't think he's fully aware that that player is 100% there. I think, yeah, he may be, I'd say 95% sure he knows there's another player. His wall is now going to be taken. He knows for sure as a player down below trying to take the other wall. Oh, Noko could get the backside wall, and he does. Shots coming on through, and Frenzy Fishy tried to get a different wall, and unfortunately that lack of attention there on that pertinent wall gives Noka exactly what he needs to get back into this game. You will see it next zone as long as 50 or more players are alive, but easy rotation there for him as we see SR4 rotating right behind.
Yeah, and SR4 tries to sprint right into Vatsi's box, but Yahtzee says, gotcha! Rolled all sixes, no problem there. Gonna pick that one up. These springs right now. Everyone desperately trying to pack in on the edge of that zone with probably about 20 players who are on the outside looking in. Snappy, what a great heads-up shot right there. Avesta gets sent back to the void. He goes over to make sure he's able to pick up that refresher as we do hear the storm surge warning come out, so 2 more players will need to go down. Probably shouldn't be too much of an issue there as everyone is still finishing their rotation. Some nice tunneling coming through from Telek. However, Kravit right on the backside of that as Telek is desperately trying to find a little bit of space. Only 2 more players need to worry about the storm surge threshold. Telek gonna put himself way above it there, and he's also just gonna take out KPZ. Says, no, I'm not satisfied with just the tags. Give me the full refresher. Give me all the mats.
Because there's not that many people. He really just has to worry about one person that's sitting in front of him, and the one person sitting behind him is now he's doing what I like to call the wash machine, is everybody's shooting him all around. He's trying to build in every circle that he can. Does not have any floppers, so he can't get that HP back up. He does have minis in the big shield, so effectively he can get it back up, trying to make the edit. He does have the epic pump shotgun. We'll see if he's going to be able to hit anything as Kezik's going to go down. Kylix is going to find some reprieve there as RPGs are coming in on the other players. The layers that he's built up here going to provide him that little bit of distance between Rezos and Zenit as they are launching away. Kylix able to skate away with a decent amount of HP as he's just going to hop on to Rayos there. A very heads-up play there from Kylix.
Really well done there, and then to immediately rotate over the side. He's going to use that tree as a blocker, so he didn't really have to low rotate. He's getting priority now as we have getting closer to that top 40. Again, reminder on the point threshold, every 10 places will equal a point until we get up into that top 20. Then it's every 5. Then once you're into the top 10, it's every single point. Mitro picking up 2 great elans there, but Keelix, really good job with the heavy snipe wall replace to immediately get onto Naka. And that's kind of the disadvantage we talked about when it comes to the minigun. Yes, it is only a slight wind-up time, but that slight wind-up time is enough for Keelix to drop into the box behind you and steal that one wall. Yes, you can edit the cone back in place, but you've already lost the piece control. You're not going to be able to disengage away, and Keelix is now going to come out the victor there. 38 players remaining. He has tons of materials, and he just pulled priority on the zone, so all of this dash is going to be that much more in play. Could potentially give him some time to utilize this minigun too, as he opts to pick it up.
Good indeed, and a very big thing to point out is Mr. Savage just got elimination, but he was quickly taken down there by Steelix, so he is out of the running in this game. Placement points have ended, elimination points have ended. He will not be getting any more for this game. Can obviously hop back into queue and get into another and another and another, but right now, Kylix looking really, really good to maximize this, and his ammo on this Brutus minigun is going to allow him to do so much. I'm intrigued that he's not actually pulling out the minigun right now and using it on the players rotating through the air. It's so effective, but his aim going right there, he doesn't need much to be effective there. You see Yahtzee going down, Sway going down, Astro SMZ going down as the grappler being used. Kylix is going to choose to play the backside of zone now as he's waited to try to get any elimination that he can, and he's going to find one. Snag to Steelix's duo partner going down, not paying attention to his piece control there. Unfortunate, but Kylix really taking advantage of that play.
Yeah, that's super rough. Just trying to pop a couple shield potions there right on the edge, but not going to be able to get them off. As we see, Evil Genius's Verox recently signed to them, getting some pressure down the low ground. 25 players remaining as Yoa goes down. Artur also going down. You can see trying to use the harpoon to kind of get whatever loot back over he can. As we flip on over, you can see Jacintos is Zen Diablo desperately trying to rotate back in the zone. Verox is able to use that harpoon. He's trying to fish for whatever additional mats he can, as he's now going to join the fray and join into this tower in here, trying to find a safe layer, but instead getting a nice little flank on the mobile player there as we hop on board here with Telek.
And Telek somehow making these low match situations work, going through all these old builds. Is actually, I think, going to find his old builds here, so very lucky as Snappy is going to fall there around 21st place, so not going to get that extra little boost. As Telek still in this game as well. Telek using these low match situations very, very well. Gonna find an old build that he can just replace a couple walls and be good in. I like that he used that pickaxe to just really get that information, not fully break the wall. Going ahead of this player, gonna cut them off possibly for an elimination attempt, but not gonna be able to do so. Coolest Carrot gonna go down as well, so the Carrot just not cool enough to make it to that top 10 placement points, as Karma gonna go down, Finn gonna go down. Telik, though, really getting lucky with this zone RNG.
I was just about to say, it just pulls back over builds for him. He's been able to use so few builds to control this, and he's going to be able to catch another pick. That's the second player we've seen just thinking they're safe because they're going back over old builds, but no, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. T-Lucky does pick up this guy's assault rifle as we have our top 10 now. Let's check it out. Who is it? You have Mobile Player out in the storm. You have Micho up on the high ground. Scratchy and T-Lucky doing tons of damage there. That was a 135 shot going through. Forces himself to phase through, but unluckily for him, there's an opening on the backside. I don't think that was the same player he was chasing, but he'll take it. T-Like phases through, finds somebody else. The other player chasing into the storm. 90 tag goes through, does have one flopper, doesn't even need it. Says, I'll get the siphon instead. Brilliantly played by T-Like, but he needs to find his way back to the zone or to get a refresh, and he gets the refresh onto Micho, who are dropped down. Top 5 coming out now. Pops his last flopper, needs to find it or needs to get to the zone. 40, oh, it's gonna get stopped right there on the edge. Brilliantly done from there by not the mobile player, as he looks to continue to go forward there, phases through, and we're gonna have our top 2.
And Putrick, mobile player, aka him right here on your screen, is doing very well. He's got 2 mythic items in his repertoire. Gonna use the grappler to try to go up, is gonna get the high ground, dodges the cone narrowly, and he does maintain the high ground. Now all he's gotta do is keep the pressure down with that drum gun. You see him dropping on down, drum gun in his hand. But what I'm worried about, he does only have 1 clip of the drum gun. He has to manage that very carefully, realizing that he's gonna slide down this tree to avoid as much fall damage as he can. Does take a bit, is thinking about drum gunning in. Shotgun gonna come through. He hits both in the drum gun. Follow up. Kylik gonna go down, and Putrick gonna take a 3 elimination victory royale.
Coolest Carrot, who was eliminated just outside of top 10. So we have to keep an eye on them. But right now, Noah at the top, 217 points. Now again, this is after day 1's performance.